for the lab. All right, so today's lab, if you go to Canvas, you'll see it here with, oops. You'll see it here on Canvas under Lab 3. And if you click on here, you'll get to the lab file. And I always like to open it on my computer. And away we go, right? This is got a lot of information in it this week. So let me just kind of get you going in the right direction. Make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. So you're going to connect to Canvas just like we have the last several weeks, and connect to, log in with your Authy password and connect to your Windows 10 machine. And then the first thing we're going to do is go to the your ESXi server, and we're going to browse to the database, the data store, right? So click on storage, data stores, and then DS1, and then click on database, data store browser, and then click on the ISOs folder. And you should see that you have the Server 2019 eval ISO in there. And what we want to do is browse to your, so we're going to click on upload. So click on upload here once you're in the ISOs folder, and browse to your Windows 10 58 machine to your desktop. And we want to copy this CentOS 8 file. We want to upload it to the data store. So click on open and we'll start uploading it. Okay. Don't click on anything else until it's completed. Otherwise, you get this partial version of it in there, and that's no good either. All right. So once that's uploaded, and this could take a little bit of time depending on how busy the network is, but once you're there, you should have 2 ISOs in there now. One should be from last week, this Server 2019 eval, and the other one is the CentOS 8. All right. And once you get your CentOS 8 ISO uploaded, so make sure this gets to 100%. And then once that's there and it's complete, go back to click on host, and then click on create register VM. And we are going to create a new virtual machine. We're going to call it CentOS 8-parent. The compatibility is still ESXi 6.5. The guest operating system family is Linux. And the guest OS version, it doesn't have CentOS 8 in this list, so select CentOS 7 64-bit. That will work just fine for what we're doing. And then click next. And we're going to put it in the DS1 data store. So that's the storage location. And then change the memory and the hard disk size to 4096 for the memory, because I think it's at 2048 or some low number, and then 40 gigs for the hard drive. If you leave it at 16 gigs, we won't have enough space for some of the stuff we want to do. So make sure that that's the 40. And then the rest of these are all the just whatever's there. Then click next and make sure this is all right. CentOS 8-parent, DS1, ESXi 4096, and that all looks good. So then we're going to click finish, and that will take just a couple of seconds. And then once that's done, click on virtual machines, then click on CentOS 8-parent, and then click on actions, edit settings. And then just like last week, we're going to go into the CD, DVD, and we're going to change it from host device to data store ISO. And we're going to browse to DS1, ISOs, select CentOS 8 ISO, click select, and make sure that this connect is there. All right, so you want to make sure that that says connect. And then you're going to power on your virtual machine. You're going to click on console, open in a new tab, and you'll see the CentOS 8 installer here. Now, when you get to this screen, make sure you hit the up arrow, because by default, it's on this test this media and install. We don't want to do that. That will take like 20 minutes that we don't have. So click the up arrow and make sure this install CentOS Linux 8 is white. So it's all highlighted like that. If you just hit enter, it's on the wrong one. So make sure you hit the up arrow and then hit enter. And then you'll get this welcome to CentOS Linux installer. So I'm gonna stop right here for just a second and make sure that everybody's good to go. So let me know when you're at that first, after you click install, let me know when you're there and we'll get going again. I want to make sure everybody gets to that point. All right, is anybody there? Or is it still uploading? 80%, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the data store part, that's going to be the kind of the hang up on today's lab. Okay, yeah, it will take a little bit of time. I mean, that's a bigger file. It's what, like 8 gigs, so it's going to take a little longer. So I'm going to share my screen again. So you should be at this screen where it shows you welcome to CentOS Linux. It should be on English for the language and then English United States for the version. Click continue. And then you'll get to this next part. And what we want to change here, first thing I want you to change is the time and date. Change it so it says America/Los Angeles time zone. Okay. And then you'll do that. And then the next thing I want you to click on is this installation destination. So once you change the time zone, now the CentOS looks a little bit different than Windows if you've never done it before, but the done button is up in the upper left-hand corner instead of the bottom right, like normal on Windows anyway. So change the time zone, then click on this installation destination. And all you have to do is click on it. And then it should already select the 40 gig disk that we created for VMware for this operating system. And all you have to do is click done. So you don't have to click anything here, just go into it and then click done and it will select that for us. And then the next thing we want to click on is go back to, you'll see this screen again, and click on this network and host name. And on the network, you just want to turn on this Ethernet connector. So it's by default, it's off. Make sure you click on, and then that's it. It will get an IP address from our network, and then click done again. All right. And then when we're ready to go, you should see your screen should look just like this on page 18. The time and date should say America, Los Angeles. The installation should say automatic partitioning selected. The network and host should say wired connected or connection. Okay. And then once that's done, so if not, adjust yours. But once that's done, click on begin installation. And that will go through the CentOS install. And the next screen you see, it will ask you to configure the root password and create a user. So we're going to click on the root password. And our password again is going to be CNET58 exclamation point. So just type that in, capital C, then lowercase net 2021 exclamation point for the root password and confirm, and then click on done. And then for the user creation, click on user creation. And we're going to create a CNET58 user for the full name CNET58, username CNET58, and do this all lowercase. Okay. If you do it uppercase, it can get kind of hairy later on when we're trying to add user or modify users, and it's just easier if everybody does lowercase. Make sure you check this, make this user an administrator, and then put in the password again of capital C, lowercase net 2021 exclamation point, confirm it, and then click on done. All right. And then this will take a few more minutes. And when it completes, click on reboot. So you'll see this complete, and then you'll have the option to reboot. All right, so I'm gonna pause right there. So we are at the bottom of page 23, and I'm gonna stop my share. And let me know when you're to that point on the lab at the bottom of page 23. So you're ready to reboot. Or let me know if you have any problems and I can help you with that too. All righty, Ian, you should be able to get caught up pretty quickly. The rest of it is pretty much click, 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 next, 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 done, done, done.
I bet there's gonna be a lot of snow because of the rain.
Say
like
that
in the mountains. I bet there's gonna be a lot of snow in there because of the rain in the mountains.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I hope so. They always look so pretty when they're all covered with snow. Yeah, you gotta love those install bars, huh, Louis? Is anybody stuck or confused on anything? All right, almost done. Good. All right, well, I'm gonna share my screen again, and we're gonna continue moving along here. So once you're done, it's complete, click on reboot, and it's going to ask you a couple of questions about the license information. So click on license information, and then in the upper left-hand corner, click done. And make sure you have to, before you click done, you have to click this, I accept the license agreement. Now, you may have noticed that your screen is hard to read or see everything. I made a note in here. I skipped over it, but actually, I think that's in another, it's on the Windows 10 install, but you can go into your settings and make it full screen. There's actually that is in the Windows 10. I'm sorry. This one's fine. It sizes nicely. But anyway, so forget what I just said. So click complete, click on license, make sure you accept the agreement, then click on done. And then it's going to finish configuration. And then once it starts up again, you should have a CNET58 user. Click on it, and then it'll ask you for the password. Put in CNET 2021 exclamation point to begin or to log in. And then I tell you, congratulations, you've installed CentOS 8. Click on next several times to get through the welcome program. Skip the online accounts. Click on start using CentOS Linux. Close the getting started GNOME help by clicking the small X in the upper right-hand corner. And then you can take some time if you want to poke around CentOS just to kind of see what's going on. And then when you're done, in the upper right-hand corner, this is where there's no start button in CentOS, but in the upper right-hand corner, there's a power button and then another power, and then select shut down. And then close the Chrome tab. Okay, so that will install. That's our install for CentOS 8 parent. That's all we're going to do with that one today. So we're just getting installed. Make sure you can log into it and then power it off. Okay, and then once you close the CentOS 8 parent tab, minimize Chrome. Don't close the connection to your ESXi server because we're going to come back to that in a little bit. All right, so now we're on page 28. I'm going to pause right here, stop my share, and I want you to let me know when you're done, when Chrome is done, or not Chrome, but CentOS is done, and you've logged in and then you powered it off. Let me know when you've done that. Okay. Because this next step, I don't want to get too far ahead of everybody else. So just in the chat, just say done or ready or whatever when you're ready to move on from page 28.